Hey guys, it's me, Christina, and I have a book review on The History Is All You Left Me by Adam Silvera. This book is just so beautiful. It was just so good. I loved it so much. I love his other book, but I think I love this one way more. So this is a book about Griffin, and his ex-boyfriend Theo has died, and he is just not dealing with it very well. He goes to the funeral and he says what he needs to say, and then he ends up talking to his Theo's boyfriend Jackson, and Griffin doesn't really like Jackson because, in Griffin's mind, he took Theo, whereas Griffin broke up with Theo, and Theo mostly just, led him on a bit, which was kind of stupid, and there were a lot of stupid things that these guys have done in this book, and I'm just really, Griffin, and, I just really love this book. I liked that there was two parts to it. There was the part of currently what is happening, and past, which was it could be about their relationship, and where when Theo and Griffin first got together and all this stuff, and then it gets to more drama, and which is just very, I loved it because I read it with the audiobook, and I think the narrator did a very good job at portraying these characters, and I really enjoyed listening to these characters because Griffin was going through a shit ton of drama. He had mostly just lost his best friend and his ex-boyfriend, who he still loved, and then he has to deal with this other guy who is Griffin, who was Theo's boyfriend and who he hates, but he's also going through the same slash more pain because he was there when it happened, when Theo drowned, and he was also listening to a message from Griffin, and it was just so heartbreaking. And I just feel so bad for all these characters. And then there's Wade, who Griffin isn't really talking to because he's hurting, and they used to fool around a bit toward the end, and I was just oh my freaking god, I didn't even know that Griffin, Wade was gay. And what I really liked that Theo isn't gay, he's bi. So I've never read a character with who is bi, and I think that was a very interesting aspect to the story. And there was a lot of me just crying and feeling bad for these characters. And Griffin ends up going with Jackson to I think it's Los Angeles, so they can because it's been a full month since Theo has died, and that there were these moments with Griffin and Jackson, and I'm just are they flirting? What is going on? Because Griffin and Jackson, they're very similar, so I think they're good as friends, because they've both been through a lot, and then but they also end up having sex, and which is just Griffin only did it because he was angry at Theo, and he talks to Theo in his head, and it's just kind of really fucked up, and he Jackson and him are still hurting, and Jackson feels so bad that he could have helped Theo not drown, but I don't see how it's his fault. Like, he could have died too. There's all these things that come to my head, like thinking rationally, but I don't know. And Griffin gets angry and he comes home and he's like avoiding Jackson for a while, and he ends up talking to Wade, and they end up kind of like hooking up again, and it's just kind of really fucked up, like all this stuff. And he cares about Wade a lot because Wade was Theo's best friend before Griffin came into the picture, and I really love all these characters. I think it ended very well, and him and Jackson end up talking again, and all this stuff. I just really love this book, and it was a very 5-star book, and I love Adam Silvera's writing. I think it's just very good. So I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Happy reading. Bye, guys.